Well, breaking news, Tennessee just scored again against Kentucky. What an offensive performance on Saturday night as Tennessee gets the win in Lexington. Josiah Jordan-James, Zakai Zeigler leading the way for Tennessee. What a win as they get a 103-92 win over Kentucky. Zeigler in studio tonight on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spyre Sports. This is the Players Show. Hadn't even ended Saturday night, and I got messages, are you pulling out the orange blazer? I said, let me check with Swain. I know that there are rules for this jacket right here.
Right.
Those rules, according to Swain, involve a win over Alabama or Georgia or Florida in football.
Yep.
Kentucky in basketball. Is it only Kentucky in basketball?
Vandy, too. Vandy. You got to remember the godfather of Tennessee coaches, Ray Mears, brought the orange jacket out.
These are Swain's rules, man.
The coach wears the orange jacket, but Rick doesn't do that, and that's fine.
Okay,
but we celebrate with the orange jacket in a win. We're supposed to beat Vanderbilt.
Yeah, come on.
When we was number one, they beat us.
I know.
You know what?
That's why I was upset.
Here's the deal, man. You mentioned y'all being number one in every single show. Okay, so we talked about this last week. Dalton Connect has been on such a tear. And you wondered when there's a time where somebody's going to come in and just try to do everything they can to shut him down. Kentucky did that. Josiah shows up. Zeigler shows up. Tennessee wins a big road game.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do to be championship caliber team. Other guys have to come to the forefront. JJJ game has been really pedestrian over the last few games, but you know he came back, he showed up big. ZZ was awesome. I mean, 26 points, 8 of 10. I mean, 8 of 11 from the field, 13 big assists, 3 of 6 from three-point land. Obviously, Jason, those two guys showed up. Connect didn't have a 30-point game, but you had two of Tennessee's better players showing up offensively.
I know everyone has been talking about Dalton Connect over the last couple of weeks, but man, I think Z is the key for this basketball team because defensively he put so much pressure on the opposing point guards, and those guys, they start their offense further away. They're rattled. He's creating deflections. I mean, when Z is playing well, he's aggressive. We know what Dalton's going to do. Tennessee is hard to beat.
And you look at the numbers, and obviously the 26 for ZZ, the 26 for Triple J. I mean, you look at what they did, and we haven't even mentioned Jonas Adu, who's been playing incredibly well. Santi is just standing on the sideline waiting for the ball, ready to go off at any point in time. And you kind of wonder, which team are we talking about here? Are we talking about the one that lost to South Carolina, the one that went to Mississippi State and can get it done, or the one that Joe Lunardi talked about today that said could be a number one seed?
I just have to reiterate what Jason said about ZZ. He's the straw that stirs the drink. They don't go anywhere without him. You mentioned Jonas. He played really well, double-digit rebounds. Let's don't forget Tobe Awaka, 10 minutes, 2 of 2 from the field, 6 rebounds, and got into a little scrum. A little scrum out there, Jason. Did you like that?
I loved it. Oh, I loved it. I loved it, man. My favorite part.
So we're going to have some video. I think it may take just, there we go. There we go.
You want this?
You know, here's what's funny.
You want look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
Here's what's funny.
Rick
said the guys on the team and on the bench, they've seen that look out of Tobe, and he was kind of glad somebody else saw it for maybe the first time.
Look at Z. He liked that.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, just being aggressive and hush up the crowd in Lexington, Kentucky. We shut them up.
Sometimes that can backfire, you know. Sometimes one team goes down the tank, and the other team kind of uses that momentum to go on a big-time run. But that was Tennessee. Tennessee, after that moment, Tobe Walker was unstoppable. Kentucky made a little bit of a run in the second half, cut the lead, But when Toby was out there
Yeah.
as the 5, he was rebounding, he was putting the ball in the basket. Tennessee went on their biggest run, I think, in the second half when Toby was out there.
There are some times in those big games, and we laugh about the blazer and about when you can wear the orange, but beating Alabama a year ago in football is one of those times. Winning at Kentucky. There are times when the guy that's the blue blood, the guy that's been there all the time, needs the other team to stand up and say, not tonight.
Not tonight, and that's what happened. You know, a 4-point lead at halftime, and then we built the lead to 16 points. 16 points in the second half. And I think it took the Lexington faithful out of the game for a moment. You know, they came back, knocked down some shots.
Cut it down to 6.
Yeah, but it's tough to come back when you're down that many points.
Well, let me ask you, Tony, you're the coach here. Tennessee, it seemed like, got every 50-50 ball. Right? And it seemed like Tennessee just wanted it more. Did you see that?
Yeah, I definitely saw that. And we've talked about this. What travels? You know, sometimes a three-point shot, the field goal percentage is not going to be good. What travels is defense, 50-50 balls, taking charges, and keeping opponents off the offensive glass.
All right, we're going to take a break right here. We are going to touch on this. Now's the time to unite.
Yes.
We'll show you the QR code right here. Be a member of the volunteer club. Boy, it has been a fun week, and the next couple of weeks are going to be fun as well. Let's all team up and be members of the volunteer club and support the initiative that is the NIL with Spyre at Tennessee. When we come back, we'll touch on that briefly. I don't want to camp out there. We'll touch on that. We'll also bring Zakai Zeigler into the conversation next on the Volunteer Club Locker Room. It's powered by Spyre Sports.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Food City, Exterior Home Solutions, Lincoln Memorial University, Glass Doctor, and Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop,
where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher
is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
Abraham Lincoln knew the power of an open door. He invited the public into the White House throughout his presidency because he understood open doors lead to new possibilities, new opportunities, and new discoveries. At LMU, our mission is to open doors for every student who comes here, so they can become everything they're meant to be. Come discover how we can open doors for you.
You know, life happens, and damage to your home can be extremely stressful. That's why it's important to find someone who offers efficient, quality work with financing options. Exterior Home Solutions, they value not only family, but community. And they're who I call when life happens, and you should too.
Reach for the power with Dynabody Fitness. New Dynabody equipment is manufactured right here in Tennessee and shipped all over the country. Custom built, rugged, and guaranteed for life. Visit Dynabody.com and experience the difference.
Safety, integrity, reliability. More people trust the Joe Newbert family to return their vehicle back to its original condition or better. Only Joe Newbert Collision Centers offer pickup and delivery, worry-free insurance claim handling, and guaranteed repairs for as long as you own your vehicle. Insist on locally owned Joe Newbert Collision Centers. And drive safely out there.
Your roof, it's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
Okay, so the Garza Law Firm play of the week. Let's go second half. It's a 6-point game. Kentucky's cut it down to 6, and that three-pointer right there with 2:45 to go gives Tennessee a 9-point lead. Of all the plays in the game, to me, that was the play of the week because, boy, you're just sitting there saying, don't let Kentucky get within one basket, and that's the one that pushed it back out to 9.
That pushed it back out to 9, and JJJ was just he played with a comfort level. He played with a flow. His shot was smooth, and it fired up other players on the team. Jason, I just believe they saw that he was coming out of his hiatus. He had spent some time on vacation, and he came back and he was prevalent Saturday evening.
Well, he wasn't making shots in the game last couple of games, but he's been doing all the other things that Coach Barnes has highlighted. I think his teammates are really happy for him because they see him making shots in practice.
Yeah.
He just wasn't making them in the game. And now he made them in the biggest game of the year at Rupp Arena, hitting a career high. That was really cool to see.
I don't believe we can go through the show without even acknowledging the news coming out this past week about the NCAA, quote, investigating Tennessee. There is a court date, if you will, which is the Attorney Generals of Tennessee and Virginia in Greenville, Tennessee on February the 13th. That is there he is, right? There's our guy. There's our Tennessee Attorney General. It's a situation where it's almost like it's college athletics against the NCAA as the NCAA tries to put the toothpaste back in the tube of NIL. That's how I read it. Tony, my question for you is, having been on Bruce Pearl's staff, having been through some shenanigans in the past, why is it always Tennessee?
Why is it always Tennessee? You've seen some high-profile coaches in the SEC on the football side, and then you see Rick Pitino speak out yesterday saying the NCAA Enforcement Committee, it should be disbanded. I mean, I don't know why they come after Tennessee. They came after us. I mean, maybe they think that, the people on the Hill are a little bit arrogant, but I don't think that's the case. I am so happy the president and the attorney general are fighting this, and let's keep a log jam in the courthouse for a while.
By the way,
this thing is adjudicated.
They're selling like hotcakes. Dawn Day in 2024.
Yeah, I think NCAA is trying to regain power from a perception standpoint.
Yeah.
And so going after the blue football programs like Florida, Florida State, Tennessee, and there's others that they were going to go after. Not sure if they're going to do it now, but I think they're trying to regain some power. I think this is their last-ditch effort, but it's over. It's a wrap.
On the NCAA?
It's a wrap. It's over.
You calling it here?
It's over.
Okay, all right.
Just
So
saying.
we'll see what happens. Let's transition back into basketball. And I see that there is a camera over there on Zakai. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Zakai Zeigler in. Zakai, I want to start somewhere a little bit different here. Okay, when Tobey went, what did you say?
Man, I just looked at him because I just started laughing, to be honest. Me and Tobey, we just like this, like that's my boy. So I say some things to get under his skin maybe, and we might go back and forth. So I've seen him with that type of fire, but to just see him get like that in front of 25,000 people?
Yeah.
It was hilarious to me.
Several million on TV, by the way, but just saying, yeah.
ZZ, we go back, obviously you're from Long Island, and one of our most celebrated volunteers, Tobias Harris, is from Long Island. You guys know each other. I like to talk about, bring up South Carolina. You didn't have one of your better games, 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, only 3 assists.
Jeez, there's salt on the wound.
Yes. What does it take to come back from a outing that's you think that you can play better than that?
Yeah, well, we just talked about it in the locker room after the game as just players and the team, and we just told ourselves that we just got to play with the same confidence and swagger that we know we have. And we all got to this point with our basketball abilities for a reason. We got recruited for a reason, and that's because we're really good at the game of basketball. So we just know we got to go out there with the same night with that same confidence.
ZZ, being from Long Island, Long Island gets a bad rap in the state of New York. They say all the basketball is played in Brooklyn and the Bronx and in Manhattan. Tell me a little bit about the rivalry of Long Island and the city basketball in New York.
Yeah, it's a really big rivalry, but, I always was ripping and running through the streets and just killing everybody. So, hey, nobody could ever tell me that Long Island don't got no hoopers because I know I done ran through a couple cities.
All right, so we'll take a break. When we come back, I never tell Jason what to ask, but I am interested to hear how much influence you think you have on someone like Josiah, who came out of that shell, which we've talked about. You as kind of the leader of this team, how much influence do you have? Y'all can talk about that and much more coming up next on the Food City Player Perspective.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by Ted Russell Ford, KOC, the official orthopedic partner of University of Tennessee Athletics, Better Mattress, Commercial Bank, Pilot, and KnoxvilleSmiles.com.
You know, life happens, and damage to your home can be extremely stressful. That's why it's important to find someone who offers efficient, quality work with financing options. Exterior Home Solutions, they value not only family, but community. And they're who I call when life happens, and you should too.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I'm finally feeling control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
I'm an owner.
I am an owner.
I'm an owner. And we're locally owned.
Gray Hodges has been serving the Knoxville area with quality craft-made cabinetry for over 7 decades now. Craft-Made manufactures high-quality kitchen and bath cabinets in a wide variety of finishes with modern and traditional styles to choose from. Visit one of our 4 locations and let a Gray Hodges owner show you the perfect craft-made design to fit your needs. Gray Hodges. Employee-owned, service perfect.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old-school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
When you're 6'4" and 320 pounds like I am, finding a mattress is a challenge. That's why I went to Better Mattress for help. It's not about just selling big store brands. At Better Mattress, it's about making a mattress that fits the person's body type and their personal preferences. Look, after a big football game, this body is tired and sore. I have to have a mattress that helps me rest and rejuvenate. Big O and Better Mattress. Good night, just got better.
Your roof, it's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
All right, it's time for the player perspective, Food City player perspective here with Zakai Zeigler. Z, when you tore your ACL last year, you were down, unable to run, but working out, making sure your shot was improved. How much did you improve your shot, and what some things that you did to improve your shot during that time?
Yeah, well, I couldn't really jump that much or really move that much, but I stayed in front of the basket doing a lot of form shots. And Coach Barnes, he was actually in the gym with me a lot, me, Coach Barnes, and Coach G. And he was just out there telling me, like, I used to sling the ball kind of, so he was just telling me, like, I got to have it out front a little bit more just to make my shot a little quicker. So we just kept working on that a lot. And at first it felt a little weird. Like, I was getting really frustrated, and I was telling him, like, man, like, I don't know, this just don't feel right. Mm-hmm. But the more and more I started to work at it and do it, it got more and more comfortable.
How long did it take for it to feel natural and normal?
Yeah, well, it really took a couple weeks. And truthfully, once I started jumping on my jump shot again, it took another few weeks to get even more and more used to it, because it's not the same motion like when you're bending down and you're jumping with your jump shot. You kind of shoot a little different, but it took a few more weeks after I started jumping. So.
Well, Mark Packer is bullying me here. He wants me to ask you about your role as a leader, as a point guard, helping your teammates get out of a slump. We saw Gainey had a slump early in the season, 15 points against Alabama, got out of it. Josiah George-James was in an offensive slump, even though we know what he does in other areas. 26 points against Kentucky. What is your responsibility? How do you take it upon yourself to help your teammates get out of that slump?
Yeah, well, we were really cool off the court, and I feel like it always starts right there. And we always talk about basketball off the court too, and we just say, like, hey, like, you got to keep shooting the ball, because if you don't shoot the ball, it's never going to go in the basket. And if you don't shoot it, you'll never find the groove. So I was just telling guys, like, just know I got the utmost confidence in you guys. Like, I know you guys are good shooters, you guys are good basketball players. Like, you just got to shoot the ball and have confidence, because if we got confidence in it, you guys don't, it'll never work, it'll never go in. So just trying to push more and more confidence on those guys.
What adjustments do you make when you have 2 fouls in the first half, but you still want to maintain your aggressiveness, but you don't want to get the 3rd foul to put your team in a disadvantage? Last year, picked up some fouls, it was a little untimely. What are you thinking when you pick up that 2nd foul?
Yeah, I would always tell myself, like, I got to go back and get it or something like that. But after my first foul, I would kind of tell myself, like, I can still be aggressive, but I just got to watch my hands and things like that, and just throw my hands straight up or wall up on somebody. And honestly, it's just trying my best not to let guys get to the basket, because the closer they get to the basket, it's easier it is for them to get a foul on me. But I would just tell myself, keep the same aggressiveness, but just have an eye for where the referees is at and what they can and can't see.
We've seen you just take a player's cookies, just right there at half court, and the confidence, I'm sure, for that player just goes down dramatically. When do you know, like, all right, I got you, like, I'm taking this from you?
Yeah, man. Well, really, it's as soon as they get in the game or the start of the game, whoever it is, and I could tell just based off of how they're dribbling, whether I jab at them or something. If they react a certain way, I can say, all right, next time I could jump up on them. Or if I see them just keep retreating or running their plays from half court, because I know no team wants to run all their plays from half court. They want to run as close to the basket as possible.
Yep.
So if I see guys just trying to run all their plays from half court, that means I got them.
What's the biggest lesson you feel like you and your teammates learned losing against South Carolina, and then watching that film? You probably want to throw up watching the film, right?
Yeah.
And then learning from that film, going up to Kentucky at Rupp and then getting that win. You got another midweek game at home and then another road game Saturday. What's going to be the biggest lesson that you guys learned from last week?
Yeah, I would really just say it's 2 things, and just saying, first off, just not underestimating any team. That everybody is a good basketball team, no matter who it is, no matter what, if they have a number next to their name, unranked or whatever it is, that they're a really good basketball team. Most teams are really well coached, and that's for one. And for 2, to just play with always that confidence and swag that we know we got, and just always have that and let that trap with us no matter where we playing at, whether it's home or away.
You got some tats, man. Inked up over here.
Yeah.
Which tat means the most to you?
Yeah. I would say this one and this one. Up here it says Mano's son, and that's my mom. Like, that's her nickname. That's what I call her, Mano. And down here, this is the 2 blocks that I grew up on in New York. This one is Wandinch, Davidson Street, and this one is Brentwood, Studley Street. And this is the LIE, Long Island Expressway. But those are 2.
Zakai Zeigler always repping for Long Island, representing for Tennessee, and Tennessee goes a long way when Zakai Zeigler plays well, and he did that versus Kentucky.
You love hearing that attitude from up in Long Island, don't you?
I
Is it music to your ears?
It's music to my ears, and you know what? Point guard is in basketball. It's just like a quarterback in football.
Yeah.
He controls everything, and he usually the way he plays dictates the way the team plays.
Sounds good. All right, Zakai, thanks for coming in. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll wrap things up. Talk about the week that's coming up next on the Locker Room.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Matlock Tire, Gray Hodges, Humana, D1 Training, and Aqua Clear Water Systems.
At Glass Doctor, our trained specialists are experts at fixing foggy and cracked glass.
Looks great.
You're all set. What we can't fix is your view.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
I'm Dr. Mike Costa, Malone & Costa Dentistry. You can find us at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I'm standing here in front of a dental robot. We're one of 2 dentists in the state of Tennessee that utilize this cutting-edge technology. Do you have a broken tooth, a tooth that's in pain, or a denture that doesn't fit well? Maybe you're a little anxious? You can come in and we offer comprehensive sedation services and utilize this awesome technology to give you precise, accurate care. If you think this technology can help you, visit our website at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I look forward to helping you.
Knoxville is my home. I was born and raised here, and I was blessed to raise my family here. This community is one that I'm proud to live in and serve every day. At Ted Russell Ford for over 50 years, we've been Knoxville's hometown dealer. Helping our friends and neighbors own their first car or their dream car or truck has been our absolute pleasure. At Ted Russell Ford Lincoln, we will continue to serve our community because East Tennessee, you've always supported us. Thank you.
Visit us at one of our 2 locations on Parkside Drive or Kingston Pike, or online at tedrussellford.net.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
I was the star around here until Glass Doctor installed this perfect shower enclosure. Now they look at me like, well, there you go.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
Humana goes inside the orange with the player of the game, and, well, we have to because he's in studio. I mean, I'd hate to bring Zakai out here and then, say J.P. Estrella was the player of the game. But, I mean, he had a great game. 26 points, 13 assists. Once again, look at that pass. 103-92. Actually, it's the shot right there as Tennessee does get the win. Okay, so LSU comes to town on Wednesday. Here's one of those weeks. You've got 2 4-4 teams in the SEC. LSU coming here, then you go to Texas A&M. You think it's a couple of wins. Of course, then you look at Mississippi State, they're 3-6, and they got Tennessee. So what do you do after the win over Kentucky to not overlook these guys?
You can't overlook LSU. They're coming off a big win against Arkansas. They dismantled Arkansas on Saturday. They're 4-4, and their coaching staff, I know what they're telling them. This is the only way we can get back into the first division, Jason, is to go in and beat Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee is a 5th-rated team in the country, and you can't let somebody get their signature win off of you. And that's going to be the mindset, I think, of every team who is not rated as high as Tennessee when they're playing Tennessee. So learn that lesson that you learned against South Carolina and not let it happen again.
There's a log jam at the top of the SEC as you start kind of looking towards the SEC tournament. You look at Alabama, South Carolina, Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ole Miss is in there. I mean, those 4 seeds, I got 30 seconds left, those 4 double byes are going to be huge.
All quality basketball teams, and you have to go on the road. You got to go to College Station on Saturday. And the toughest conference in America is the conference that you play in. And the SEC is one of the toughest in the nation.
All right, so Tennessee's got LSU, then Texas A&M. We're out of time. Thanks for Zakai Zeigler coming in. Lots of fun shenanigans happen over the next couple of weeks. We'll talk about those each Sunday night right here on The Locker Room.
And the opening tap is batted around and controlled by Tennessee Zeigler. Zeigler has the ball out in front, gives it top of the key to Vescovi. Back to Zeigler. He's going to launch a long 3, and he rolls in. Oh, money! Gives it to James. He's going to launch a long 3, and he hits. Wow, money! That gets the ball free throw line. Pull-up jump shot. Good. All day long, baby. James has the ball stripped away from behind, then he gets it back. Kicks it out. Vescovi, a long 3. Got it. Money! He drives to the corner, pulls back, fires short. Rebound. Look at Adu. Gets it out to James. Thought about a 3. They swing it around side Zeigler. He'll take a 3 and make it. Oh, he's hot, baby. Money! 14:24 to go first half. Gainey puts up a 3, and that's good. Money! Cadet brings it up by midcourt.